Charlamagne, are we live? Are we live? Are we live? DJ Envy, are we live? Are we live? Can the people hear my voice? Cause I'm at the Breakfast Club and I'm addressing all the lies.
You want to go there?
I mean, we talking about Jay-Z.
They broke. That's why.
I mean, yeah, like I genuinely don't get
The
it.
money that the plan I had in the mid last year has definitely had to pivot.
What you talking about?
So right now I'm not a fan of the capitalism.
You
not
run a
at all.
business though, don't you?
I do,
What you, huh?
but I'm also affected. My
So-
business is affected.
But not because of capitalism.
What?
So you are a fan of capitalism.
If you run a business,
you're
you're
you're a
automatically-
capitalist.
Oh dang, that means I'm a fan.
And see, this to be
Even
what
as
is
a
going on,
consumer?
gang.
I'm a consumer as well.
You in the game, bro.
You are a consumer as well, and you're
That's
also
what
an
I'm
employee
saying.
of a capitalist.
Huh?
You're an employee of a capitalist. You're a capitalist yourself,
Exactly.
and you're a consumer of many capitalistic
And
goods.
I'm seeing where it is a struggle right now, and my plans 6 months ago are changing. Go ahead.
Yeah,
we know.
that's a part of business. But so what's happening? The conversation that's taking place where people are, it's been going on for a while, but it's resurfaced.
Mhm.
Eat the rich, right? No one should be a billionaire. Blah blah blah.
I think the argument is
all
that
that rhetoric.
Any billionaire has had to do
They-
bad things
yeah,
or exploit others.
Inherently, it's
Exploit
it's
others.
rooted in evil or bad
Get to where they
evil
are.
acts.
The language is exploiting others. You have to exploit others. That's the specific language they use to be less general about it.
Yeah, and so how do we?
What they feel about
So
the
I
streets.
say again.
I feel like there's no different than what they feel about making money on the streets. Somebody's being exploited. Something's happening for you to get to this level of gain. And if you're that far, there's years of this happening.
There's truth to that. At any Fortune 500 company, name them, they've done some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But I think it has to do more with where we are as in the economically or in the economy and the wealth gap being what it is. So when we actually had somewhat of a middle class and people were thriving, like you could look at the 90s, right, as like a golden era of growth, economic growth for America. There was a middle class. Now that there's no middle class and the rich are getting significantly richer and that gap is widening, I think that's why people are being more vocal about, hold on, this system of capitalism seems to only be working for a small group of people, but they control everything.
Do you think that people are comparing that to the other economic systems? Political economic systems?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think they are either. I'm curious if people can name the other political economic systems.
Oh, like socialism or communism or
Fascism.
Like fascism.
It seems like they can't name them at this point because I hear the word fascism an awful lot. I hear people championing socialism an awful
Yeah,
lot.
socialism is like a huge thing. I think Bernie Sanders is like a fan of that, and
Yeah. And then I also hear a lot of people describing what is communistic and championing that a lot as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, communistic being
Not
that
interesting.
that we all have.
Pros to communism, and I think that people do like to pick and choose what they like.
What are the pros to communism?
Unity, everybody sees it, that it's broken down evenly, they see it as more fair.
So that is the pro to communism. The con to communism is in order to do that, everything has to be government controlled.
Boy.
Because obviously, if I go to the store and I get an extra loaf of bread and you don't have one, that's not equal. So the government has to be. The government has to be deeply in control of when somebody gets a loaf of bread and how they get the loaf of bread in a communistic system. And that's why they've typically fallen in the instances where they've tried to employ them. And that's also why the people don't really support the system as well. They feel stifled. Socialism is similar to that. Fascism obviously doesn't work because it's basically dictatorship.
Right.
And the people don't appreciate it. Where's the like? I would imagine that the nation with the highest level of immigration, people coming into the nation, is America.
So Lil Duval says all the time, he was like, y'all always like to talk about what's going on here. He was like, but
It's not
have
good.
y'all seen anybody stop, oh my God. Have y'all seen anybody stop, moving here? He's like, even with everything going on, we're still in one of the best places to live. He's like, I don't care what y'all talking about.
Yeah, so when people are struggling and striving to come here, when their own nation has a political economic system, it would indicate to me that maybe perhaps theirs isn't working. So perhaps their socialistic society isn't working, or their communistic society isn't working, and obviously nobody wants to be underneath fascism, so that's never going to work for the individual. And so, again, I find that people are just talking and saying things and hating on other niggas, because here's the thing. Every time I see somebody talking about they don't love capitalism, every single time I look at their shirt, it has like a Nike logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I look at their socks and it has like a Nike logo on it. I'm like, nigga, what? You love capitalism because you don't love researching new brands that provide you comfort. The reason Nike has been able to become a billionaire is because people don't like to do the work of finding who they trust to buy goods from.
They also make partnerships, like for a person who's in the capitalistic society. Like at my job, I get like $750 every year to go use and towards wellness or whatever, and they have a partnership with Dick's and Nike gift cards. We get stuff like that. So,
well, no, I'm more so talking about why people, through their actions, deeply support capitalism.
got it.
Because without capitalism, you have to go find a mechanic in your local neighborhood. You don't have Jiffy Lube. Without capitalism, you have to learn to build your own computer. You don't have Microsoft. You don't have Apple. Because they never have enough means to produce that many products.
Right.
So it's, I mean, I think people don't understand the math behind, the pencil factory.
I think
we can only see ourselves in the consumer end.
The thing is, like, I think it's something to say. Capitalism is something to highlight as an issue because it rallies the people.
Mm-hmm.
People at the ground level that are really trying to, build community from a grassroots level. They want something that all people can kind of agree with. And then, like, this is an issue, right? We're all at this level. These people are at this level. This is an issue. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, like, the problem with capitalism, yes, is that for it to work and exist, a significant amount of people have to be at the bottom, and there's a select few that's at the top. My advice is get to the top. And if you don't get to the top, you feel me? Get close enough to where you are okay and your family's okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Participate in capitalism. That's my solution because there's no alternative.
Do we not have a balance?
My advice is work the middle because everybody can't get to the top.
I was about to say.
You're not gonna be at the top. I just want to, from me to you,
Yeah.
you don't have what it takes.
Most people not.
Well, that's what I was saying.
'Cause here's what it
You have to
is.
have a good balance. You have to have a good balance of what is important to you, what is valuable, things like that, and then you have to play the game as well.
But now it's like, bro, you have to have like we there's this thing here. Lending Tree just did a survey and said it costs $300,000 to raise a child now, like over the span of a life. So it's like you gotta get to the top now. It ain't no middle. Like you gotta have $100,000 to buy a house. Like you got it's all this shit like inflation, pricing, everything where it's at right now. Bro, if you want to have a family, you want to send your kids to college, you want to have a car, you want to go on vacation.
Look,
and
y'all.
that's when I say balance because you don't have to have that car.
You don't have to have none of this shit bro is talking about. This is what bro prefers for his lifestyle.
You can literally J. Cole in a Honda.
Just a general lifestyle though, like even childcare, food,
Okay,
etc.
yes.
Bro, you
Let's
can
talk about
never
those
break
things
down the
for
middle
sure.
class to me and why you have to have 100,000 to be in it. That's just like an arbitrary number, bro. So you telling people, you scaring people.
We'll pull
right
up
now.
okay.
What you have to do is work hard day after day. After
Get the
day,
money.
after day,
Get
after
money.
day, after
Like,
day, after
no.
day. Look, gang,
Yeah.
ignore this nigga.
Or you're gonna
Do
be
not,
breaking even.
don't worry
There's
about
people that make $200,000 a year right now that are living paycheck to paycheck because of where they live. This is a fact.
because
I'm gonna be
they're
real with
over
you. What? Okay,
living.
hold up.
They're getting
What was
all
the
these
purpose
things.
of your statement just now? To say that people don't know how to be good
No,
stewards
to-
of money,
to
or
let-
to say that money is
To
is,
say that
is fleeting?
to say that the amount of money that we considered to be middle class or upper middle class is not enough now. So you need more. So you need to be an entrepreneur. You need to participate in capitalistic societies for more income for your family.
And this is the mentality that leaves you in the middle. If your main priority and your focus is money, you will not get to the top because you will never build the level of energy that it actually requires, absent of money. Money is merely a figment of your imagination, bro. If everything you do ends at money, you're gonna stop doing things fairly quickly.
That's true.
The people who keep working past the money that they're not seeing that day, they get to the top. That's what happens. When you sit down for Ye and make little to no money off the beats for 10 years in a row, finally you can make $1 billion. Jay-Z, Beyonce, anybody,
Well, I mean, Hope came in the game.
Amazon,
$1 million
what's bro?
dollars in the street.
Jeff Bezos. So again,
Yeah.
I'm not forwarding the narratives and the fairy tales of rap niggas right now. I'm telling the truth to kids. What Hov actually did was sit his ass down from the time of Hawaiian Sophie and write raps to sell them. Then he showed off his lifestyle through the suggestion of Dame Dash. Fuck the drugs and all the other bullshit.
But that funded the label, though. I mean,
Actually, that didn't fund the label. They got a record deal from a label in London. Bro, the narratives and stories are key.
It did, but I'm not gonna argue. Hey, Jay-Z really was a drug dealer. This is a fact. He really had significant money from the street to start the label.
I'm not arguing if Jay-Z was or was not a drug dealer. I don't know what Jay-Z did to sell drugs. Where Jay-Z's money and his capital came from to invest into his music career came from a white man.
I never heard that ever.
Get super tapped in. Type in Jay-Z, London record label, 1994, 1995. The thing.
Wait, go ahead. Yeah, because I feel like I cut your overall point.
The statement is.
Is this part of the conversation? This is cutting into what your actual point is.
No, I mean I think people need to have proof. Damn. I'm gonna have to find it. It was. They did some deal. They did some distribution deal.
While Jay-Z had early connections to London through EMI for recordings in 1989, his label, Rockefeller, was not a London-based label in 1994.
Yeah, Rockefeller is not a London-based label. So it would be EMI who gave him the publishing deal. EMI is a publishing company. So they did a publishing deal with EMI, and that's where they got the funding. That's where the money came from. It didn't come from...
The money came for that... The money for what came... What was that money utilized
to
for?
Press up and distribute, what's the Reasonable Doubt, the first record. So that's what...
It says 1989. Reasonable Doubt came out in 1996.
It did.
So
if you sign a contract with a publishing company, are you likely to be with that publishing company 7 years later? You are.
I truly don't know. Yeah. So you're asking me questions. You're telling me, but you're asking me to then tell me. So I would.
Just look it up more. I don't.
But,
did it say he stopped working with them in 1988? I don't.
I feel like the point is getting lost of what you're trying to convey.
My point is, I don't think it's getting lost. The point is that while you are focusing on money, while you're focusing on this bag, all of I gotta have $300,000 to give for my son. Bro, I watched a video yesterday. This guy, a Publix employee, arrested for stealing $7,000 over a period of months out of the register. They asked him why he did it. Oh man, I got a lot going on. I'm starting my family. My girl's pregnant. Bro, You're locked up now over 7 bands. That 7 bands that you took while your girl was pregnant or whatever, that's not gonna amount to shit.
Nothing.
If he had stayed down, kept his head down, made some records, stocked the extra shelves, worked at an extra spot, then he would get to his goal of being able to provide for his girl and his family in a way that makes him feel proud of his provision. So this mind state that ties itself to money, is that where our actually end is? Because I don't know anybody whose end is money. All of the young men I know, their end is respect from the people around them.
Yeah,
that's the true end. When they want the Lexus with the drop top TVs, they literally just want somebody to say 10 years from now, yo, he was that guy. So what you really have to do is be like the young basketball players that have a dream of the league and go through it without getting paid. You have to do that. Whether you're a basketball player, a banker, a barber, whatever. Because once you do that, you can really get to the next level. You can really prioritize what it actually takes. You won't be incentivized at all times by some sort of external object that eventually you come to the conclusion of, what am I even doing this for?
No, that's a fact. That's certainly a fact. I mean, the people that you just named, the Jeff Bezos of the world, the Kanye West of the world, they had a unique talent, as all people do, right? All people do have a unique talent and gift from God, and they end up utilizing that in this. They end up utilizing human capital.
That's the record label I'm talking about.
All right, I'll look at it in a second. But they end up utilizing their human capital to fund their lifestyle. Money is a tool. It is a means to an end. It is a tool that you can utilize for survival, to build wealth. But at the end of the day, yeah, it is freedom is what people really want and are really looking for at the end of the day, being financially independent. One of the ways that you can become financially independent is by maximizing your human capital and earning potential while you are here, whether that's through employment or whether that's through entrepreneurship. So it is a part of what you have to do here, where we at on Earth. It's not the end all be all. It is a tool, and really is just, I look at money all day. I see $2 million on a screen. I see $100,000 on a screen. It's the same. It makes no difference to me whatsoever.
Well, I mean, to you, that it does make a difference because you value that person. Your job is to literally assign value to that person and show interest based off of that value. So money is deeply a deep factor in what you do, and so.
No, well, but I'm saying it doesn't really. The plan, or what I'm selling to you is, and why I'm selling it to you, in terms of a financial plan and a diversified portfolio, why you need those things is the same. The reason that you need those things is the same regardless of where you are financially.
No, I understand that, but your boss assigns a value, which is important to you. If you bring a $10 million in versus a $1 million in, that's good.
Oh, yeah,
they're gonna say good job.
Oh, yeah.
And through that practice over and over again, your value you start to assign value to different people through their money. This person has $50 million. This person has $3 million.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how they amass the wealth. It's just automatically, due to your function, you assign that value in a meaningful way. And I would imagine in real life, that's extended to other areas of your real life. But
yeah, that's probably true.
Just to double back, so what I was talking about in 95, 96, Jay-Z, the distribution, he landed a deal in UK with West Side Records. So they heard about this guy. He was selling CDs out of his trunk. They heard about the guy. Dame gave him a call back. They worked together. They gave them the initial seed money to go ahead and press up all the records. The reason why they did that is because the success of Ain't No Nigga. And so we've all heard the story about how Ain't No Nigga was the first record that took off for Jay-Z, and before that he was just looked at as like kind of a regular street guy, not a commercial
sidekick to Jazzo.
Yeah, and so the reason why this is important is because we do have to strip back the narratives. The ridiculous narratives like came in the gram 900 grand strong. 9 to be exact. Grinding G-Packs. Like, I get it, bro. It's fire bars. I love it myself.
Yo, you say homemade have the bag off from the street?
No, what I'm saying is this is a fact. That a record label gave a recording artist money to distribute their music. That other shit is a fantasy.
It's a distribution deal.
No, bro.
So,
just...
all right. Oh, go ahead.
You keep trying to argue that Jay-Z is the greatest hustler of all time. That's cool. I'm not arguing that he's not. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm saying that the money he used to build his legitimate business was legitimate money. And that
all
could
of
be,
it or a portion of it? Because how much did they get?
I'm going to be real with you. Do you take...
How much did they get?
How much of what?
You said they got a deal from these niggas to press up records. How much money?
We're going to go through every part
But
of it until I prove that the nigga just
but-
actually
but-
is a regular
but-
businessman and not a street goon.
But it's
Damn,
like,
bro. Can a nigga be a regular businessman who got an investment and a loan from somebody else and invested it and flipped it in the right way?
I'm saying it could be both. Because I never heard what you're telling me right now. I never heard, and you're saying it's a fact. It's a fact. What I'm saying at the same time is that
This is a subsidiary of BMG Records, bro. I don't get it, bro. You really do you see now that you really want this to be a street goon operation?
It's not a goon. Like what I'm saying, it's like you hustling. But what I'm saying is the story that was told by Dame, Jay, and Biggs for 40 years, damn near, is that yes, yo, niggas was hustling, niggas was getting money in the street. We used that money to start a label, which is true. This part of the story was left out. But what I'm saying, you're saying that this means that the other shit did not exist? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I've said that many times.
Okay.
I'm not saying Jay-Z wasn't a hustler. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I have no clue or opinion of whether the nigga was a hustler. What I'm telling young men is if you're gonna do legitimate business, there is no proof that niggas was ever not doing legitimate business. Do not follow the narrative to sell crack in the streets until you make enough money to flip records.
No. Definitely don't do that.
Follow this method. Go make a record, get that shit hot enough for a record label to invest into you like Jay-Z did. I love the songs that the stories he told to a beat. But the reason why I was saying rap has never been a minstrel show to me. And now I realize it's actually just some singing and dancing niggas. Rap was not that to me. Rap was just a creative outlet, just like rock music was, for people to represent whatever they want to. And so you're fighting really hard for the money that started Rockefeller Records to have been street money. Like I need that to have been true.
No, but I think I thought you were totally discounting that and saying that no, this is where the money actually came.
So let's say I was. What I'm also doing is proving that this is where the money came from. You're fighting really, really hard for the other side, bro. Is that meaningful
That's
to you?
all I knew to be true for years, and that has been corroborated by several people for years. So if you're telling me something that I never knew to be true, and you're saying no, this is actually true.
Which one seems more likely? Which one seems more likely, bro? I'm just being real with you. Which one seems more likely?
Depends on
a nigga made $900,000 in the streets and then signed a record deal for 50 bands.
But he didn't sign. But I don't know, bro. This conversation is going on too long, bro. But I think the overall, way too long. The point of what you just made is to educate the listeners. Is true and it is true.
You can tell the next. Let's take 1 minute to tell them to like, comment, and subscribe, and we're gonna put that behind every single video, or in front of it, one of the two. So I'm gonna say like, you say comment, you say subscribe. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like,
comment,
subscribe
to the Heaven on Earth Society podcast. Boom.